Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this Family Connection workshop on post-secondary high school options for military dependents. My name is Leslie Riccio, and I am a family outreach representative with the Office of Family and Community Engagement. I will be the facilitator for this session where we will learn about post-secondary planning and military education benefits. This session will include information specific to military families, including dependent children using a parent's transferred GI Bill, specifics regarding the Yellow Ribbon Program, military scholarships, benefits for military students, and in-state tuition rules unique to military families. Let's welcome our panelists, Stephanie Hall and Rebecca Davila, military connected school counselors from the Office of Student Support Services with Virginia Beach Schools. We're going to hear an informative presentation from our panelists. At the end of the presentation, there will be a link and QR code to a Google form. Should you have a question come up that is not answered in the presentation, please use this form to submit the question and either Ms. Hall or Mrs. Davila will follow up with you via email. I will now turn it over to our panelists to share information specific to the military connected community. Let's give them just a minute to pull up their presentation. Ms. Hall, feel free to start whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So during this, we'd like you, if you could, pull up on your computer the bit.ly code for VBCPS resource links. This is a handout that will have the presentation links located on it. We've also been meeting with seniors and going over this information and providing resources to them and providing the extra support they may need. Great resources for families. We've located military families on the school's website. You can also find out the information where the schools that we are assigned to. Please note that the Office of Family and Community Engagement also provides military resources and resources for schools, parent and guardians, child care, and food pantries. Important resources, these are the key players. Everyone is a key player. For students to reach out to, it's their student support system. School counselors reach out, seek assistance, ask questions. The Access Advisor are located at each high school. They assist with financial aid process, that make appointments with families. TCC career counselors, they assist with their knowledge of courses and certification programs. Parents and guardians, your family support and guidance. Teachers, coaches, mentors, they're able to provide extra assistance, double check essays, provide letters of recommendation. 3 E's, enroll, enlist, employ. Options to start exploring. Schools will have college and career fairs for resources for the students. Recruiters will visit schools. A lot of times they will be located in your lunchrooms. Take advantage of these resources that are provided at the high school level. To go on the enroll, enlist, employ, beware of deadlines, allowing time for you to complete tasks. There's essays to complete, gathering your information, having someone look over it. Do not wait until the last minute. You need to allow others to review and make corrections if needed. Be mindful of others' time. Take initiative because this is your path to success. College tours, start thinking about doing some college tours. Not able to go to the school? Take a look at doing the virtual tours of the campuses. Common application, start looking at the schools who have the majors that you may be considering. Websites assist in guidance for exploring careers, paying for college, and preparing for college. Thinking about military, Make appointments to talk with recruiters. Have your questions prepared ahead of time. Trade schools, post-secondary educational institutions that offer training for a specific job, get specialized instruction in learning a new skill. Job shadowing. This can help you understand different jobs and careers before entering the workforce. Get the feel of the environment. Research careers, use career engine sites provided. Also take assessments. Academic resumes. If you haven't done one, here is an example of an academic resume. And they should include your name, your address, your information, your GPA, if you've taken your SAT, ACT, AP score, if you have them, list of your academic honors, extracurricular activities, work experience, community service, special interests, or facts about yourself that you want to share. Academic resumes can be useful for prepping for a college interview or to give to the teachers who are writing you letters of recommendation. Make sure to include all of your awards and accomplishments in high school, not going back to 5th grade. Undecided or on your job, major, college career exploration, research. There are several search engines that will help guide through the process. Big Future provides assessments, ways to navigate your search, essay writing, all things with College Board assistance. Major Clarity, academic and career planning starts in middle school and continues to high school. It can be accessed through ClassLink Launchpad. It can assist students in several ways for college and career readiness, assessments, and goal setting. A positive statistic that we share, 189% increase in students building career-aligned plans. Have your child show you what they've been working on. My next move is for military students. You can search careers, you can do interest assessments. Take advantage of the great resources that are available. Free SAT and ACT test prep. You have the opportunity to take both tests. Take practice tests to see what tests you may suit you better. You may do better on one than the other. Everyone is different. It's recommended to take both to see how you do. Colleges take both. They have no preference on what test you decide to take. The SAT allows more time per question for every section of the test, whereas the ACT requires you to move faster through the questions. SAT has 2 math sections, one with a calculator, one without. ACT has a science section and more geometry. ACT has more questions than the SAT, but the SAT questions often require more lengthy reading and problem solving, so they take a little longer to complete. Dante's provides academic skills training for any military affiliated student. Many schools are test optional right now, but you will want to double check next year on some who may be bringing back or they are permanently test optional. Please be mindful that the SAT and ACT tests open doors. It helps you guide your choices. It helps you qualify for scholarship. It helps colleges find you. It focuses on the skills needed for college. And here are some SAT testing dates, and they usually start in October, November. Here are some for the rest of this year. Make sure to review the schools again when you're applying, because some of them test optional for just this year, maybe the next 2 years, and some have listed again as optional testing. Common App. The Common Application is an undergraduate college admission application that applicants may use to apply to over 1,000 member colleges and universities in all of 50 US states and the District of Columbia, as well as in Canada, China, Japan, and many European countries. Check to see what schools participate. It saves time when you have several schools that you're applying to versus applying school to school. Also, there is a first-year guide with 7 steps to assist first-time users. When doing any accounts, make sure that you are using your professional personal email and that you will be able to have access after graduation. Use your personal email for Parchment and applying to scholarships as well. Here's something also, Greenlight Match is free. This is not where students apply to colleges. This is essentially where colleges apply to your students. They have taken the traditional application process and reversed it. This is for current seniors. They will need to see their school counselor for a link. Counselors play a role. They approve completed student profiles. They go over to make sure that all is in order. Colleges at that point are able to view a version of the student's profile that they will then send acceptances and scholarship dollars to students. Students only hear from colleges that are offering them admission. It is a positive experience from that student's perspective when the acceptances are sent to students is they don't get rejections or denials at all through this program. This is not an application. They are not applying to any of these institutions. They are not asking to be reviewed by any specific college. They build their profile to receive acceptances and opportunities from colleges that they may not have connected with outside of this program. Ask questions when presented with an offer. Make sure it's a good fit for what you are looking for. Clicking interested doesn't bind you. You are open to learning about their school. 92% who participated received at least one acceptance. The other 8% that did not were typically students that fell below a 2.0. Preferences, list of activities in school, out of school, a dream job, what type of college environment you're looking for, smaller or larger. It's also like a LinkedIn, but for colleges. Parchment, this is where you would request your transcripts. Always make sure to do your account with a personal professional email so that you have access to it after graduation. Request them. You can request the transcripts to be sent either electronically or mailed. Check with your school counselor, stop by their office, or send them an email to make sure that you are on the right steps. Transcripts aren't also for colleges, but they're also for jobs, or if you're planning on job shadowing or military or going into the workforce, a lot of them may ask for a copy of your transcript. Ways to assist when paying for college. You have student loans by a parent or guardian, typically at a higher interest rate. Student loans by student, there's no interest while in school. FAFSA, the earlier you do the application, the more you may get. Access assists with the process. It's a great resource at every high school. Scholarships apply. You can apply to as many as you want as long as you meet the qualifications. Work study provides part-time jobs for undergraduate and graduate students with financial need, allowing you to earn money to help pay for education. ROTC programs, each branch ROTC program has its own service obligations. So again, this would also be another area where you would reach out to the recruiters and make appointments. Sometimes you may want to bring your parent or guardian just so that you can make sure that everybody's on the same page. Free application for federal student aid. Reach out to your high school access advisor for an appointment to help ease the process. Due to changes in the FAFSA this year, the start time went from October to December. However, next year, it will go back to October. They have updated a few things on their application, and that is why the process was delayed this year. It opened on December 31st. VBCPS Scholarship Central. It is recommended that you check this daily or weekly. Go online to VBCPS Scholarship Central. You can search all, or you can narrow it down to a specific category. Once you have clicked on the link and you meet the qualifications, fill out the application. It will be posted in a link or located on the website. Information is provided. Scholarships are added throughout the year, and that is why we recommend you checking it daily or weekly. The season typically heats up in January. If you receive any scholarships, please make sure to inform the school counselor, bring in a copy of what you're receiving. The schools keep track of that data. And plus, there are senior award ceremonies at the end of the school year. Always make copies of what you send in or what you receive for your records. Here are some tips as you move forward. Again, just want to reiterate, being mindful of the following. Deadlines are deadlines, and be careful of your time. Your social media accounts. Earlier you do your FAFSA, you will have a better chance of receiving aid from programs with limited funds like federal work study and institutional grants. Professional email address, if you are questioning it, then you may want to change it. We have been told that colleges and employers will Google names to see what is posted from the accounts. Make sure that you check your email often for updates. Next, we have dependent military education benefits. And again, the resource guide, the bit.ly code is bit.ly/BBCPS resource links.
Hey, this is Rebecca Davila on transfer of benefits, the TEB process. Since 2009, August, a special provision of the post 9/11 GI Bill program allows service members on active duty or in the selected reserves the option to transfer any of their unused post 9/11 GI Bill benefits to dependent children enrolled in DEERS, the Defense Enrollment Eligibility Reporting System. Per the VA government website, the Defense Department DoD for each branch determines if a service member can transfer benefits to a family, not the VA. While on active duty, the service member may request a transfer of education benefits from the DoD through the MilConnect website. DoD stipulates at a minimum a service member must complete 6 consecutive years prior to initially submitting the TEB application and be eligible and willing to serve an additional 4 years. The service member can designate the beneficiaries and allocate only unused 1 to 36 months of the post 9/11 benefits amongst eligible dependents. The post 9/11 GI Bill has 3 typical categories: tuition and fees, monthly housing allowance, and then books and supplies. Dependents may be able to receive monthly money for tuition, which is paid directly to the school, as well as money housing allowance paid to the students, direct deposit, and as well as book supplies. The dependents may be able to receive money also for fees for national standardized tests and fees for licensings and certifications. For the books and supplies, the $1,000 is usually for the school year and is not one large lump sum. The monthly allotment is $100 typically per month. For the monthly housing allowance, it is a E5 with dependent BAH rate, and it is calculated based on the zip code of the campus where the student physically attends the majority of classes rather than the location of the school where the student is enrolled. And it's important to remember that the students do not receive these benefits during the summer if they're not attending school. Tuition and fees. There are 2 categories for tuition and fees. There's the public rate and the private and foreign. For the public institution of higher learning, like a state university or community college, the VA pays the net tuition and mandatory fees up to the maximum amounts for the current academic year. For the private institution of higher learning, the VA caps the rates for private schools and foreign schools and updates the rates each year, which can be viewed online on the va.gov website. For instance, the net tuition and mandatory fees for this fiscal year for 2023 is $27,000. Anything above that, the student will need to see if they're a yellow ribbon school. You may qualify for in-state tuition rates if you live in the state where the school is located, regardless of your formal state of residence. Please see the GI Bill resident rate requirements websites to learn more. The VA recommends to contact each school to learn more about their rules and requirements for charging tuition and fees. And your school will review your particular situation and determine if you will be charged the resident rate. You may access that information through the school and by contacting the military department, as well as the state website for military benefits. The other VA educational benefits, the DEA Chapter 35 and the Frye Scholarship. There are two main GI Bill benefit programs offering educational assistance to survivors and dependents of veterans to pay for school on-the-job training. The Survivors and Dependents Educational Assistance, DEA, also known as Chapter 35, and the Marine Gunnery Sergeant John David Frye Scholarship, which is known as the Frye Scholarship. The DEA program offers education and training to qualified dependents of veterans who are permanently and totally disabled due to service-related condition, or died while on active duty, or as a result of a service-related condition, missing in action, or captured in line of duty for more than 90 days. The benefits for the DEA is usually a monthly full-time enrollment for this year is about $1,400. The rate does change each year and goes up with cost of living. And that is directly sent to the student, not to the school. They can use the DEA to help pay for education benefits, their housing or food or books. The Frye Scholarship provides educational assistance to their surviving dependents of service members who passed away on active duty. Active duty service members who died in the line of duty on or after September 11th, 2001, or members of the selected reserves who died from a service-connected disability on or after September 11th, 2001. Frye benefits. It's kind of robust like the 9/11 since it pays for tuition, housing, and for books and supplies. If the student's parent died in the line of duty before August 1, 2011, they may qualify for both the Frye Scholarship and Chapter 35, but they can only use one program at a time. And it is capped at the combined benefits of 81 months for full-time training. About GI Bill benefits, there is this great tool, the GI Bill comparison tool, which is the website below. Please view about GI Bill benefits because when you use this tool, it helps you determine whether or not how much the rate is. And you can also inquire about the rates through the mail if you have any particular questions, and call 888-442-4551. The information is listed on the VA government website Monday through Friday, and you can contact the desk 8 a.m. through 7 p.m. Eastern Time to request that the VA send the application to you. You can fill it out and mail it to the VA Regional Claims Processing Office that's in the same location as your school. You can also get a list of the regional claims processing offices on the website as well, or you can go in person to the VA regional office and have a VA employee help you. The easiest way would go to apply online, and that would be the 1990E form for the post 9/11 GI Bill benefits. If you need certain information when applying, like the Social Security number of the veteran or the retiree, the bank account, direct deposit information for the student, and basic information about the school or training facility you want to attend or attending now. You can work with your school's certifying official as well as the registrar's office or the military department at the school. The time to get the certificate of eligibility, which is like a voucher, is a proof of payment for the school, can take anywhere from 30 to 90 days, and the average is 30 days. So make sure there's enough time when submitting for the application. You can learn more about the comparison tool on the GI Bill comparison tool. You can compare up to 3 schools. The VA created this tool to assist students, as well as to verify that the student is choosing a school that is a legitimate school, because sometimes the schools do defunct and they close down. Students can gain a better understanding of the programs offered at a school and whether a school offers VA resources like the Yellow Ribbon or additional support for military dependents. The GI Bill also provides details on how many students are enrolled and whether the school is flagged due to a number of complaints or VA violations. The GI Bill comparison tool is a great VA tool. It utilizes the GI Bill to search school by name or location, the school employer, or the training provider. The GI Bill comparison tool is a tool to determine the cost analysis of private versus public schools and compares in-state versus out-of-state schools or programs. You may also view apprenticeships or OJT if not wanting to pursue a formal college degree for professions you may not be interested in. Students interested in apprenticeships can view additional websites listed on presentation notes, as well as apprenticeship programs that are offered for high quality career pathways where employers can develop and prepare their future workforce, and individuals can obtain paid work experience, classroom instruction, and a portable nationally recognized credential. The Yellow Ribbon program can help you pay for higher out-of-state private school, foreign schools, or graduate school tuition and fees that the post-9/11 GI Bill does not cover. The Frye Scholarship recipients and dependents eligible for post-9/11 GI Bill at 100% level are awarded 1 to 36 months of benefits may be eligible for the Yellow Ribbon program. Eligible dependents may consider reviewing Yellow Ribbon participating schools on the website, as recipients may attend expensive colleges or universities and possibly not have to pay any out-of-pocket expenses depending on the overall tuition and fees of the particular school. So consider the Yellow Ribbon like a scholarship or a grant. The VA will match the contribution that the school agrees to pay. However, not every student will receive the scholarship, and some schools only offer a small amount for a few students, while other schools may offer to pay the remaining amount of the tuition, which the VA will match. Some schools do not participate in the Yellow Ribbon program, so you may review the websites on the participating schools. The Yellow Ribbon program is geared to lower the tuition and fees for students attending expensive private colleges, foreign universities, or public schools as non-residents. The Yellow Ribbon is not awarded for students attending a public nonprofit school at the in-state tuition rate, as the GI Bill will pay the in-state tuition directly to the school based on the number of GI Bill months awarded to the student and the number of credits enrolled in. Students should also inquire with the school they wish to apply to see if the program is available for the year and how many applicants are awarded for the program that they are interested in pursuing. Therefore, it is highly recommended to apply early to increase the chances of receiving the Yellow Ribbon. If you qualify, your school will contribute a certain amount towards your extra tuition and fees through a grant, scholarship, or similar program. The VA will match the contribution, so you do not discount the expense of four-year colleges, as some students have no out-of-cost payments. The number I listed before, again, the VA Education Call Center, 1-888-GI-BILL-1, or again, 1-888-442-4551. And the best way to submit an inquiry is through the website, Ask VA. You can create a personal profile and ask your personal question through your profile, which is secure because you can provide your social security number and all identifying information so they can look up your profile, and the representative can then give you a written answer back. State Department VA office locations. Again, you can, it is highly recommended to look for each particular state that you are from or your home of record, and verify the eligibility of the in-state tuition rates based on that state and their processes. As a spouse or child of a veteran, you are a covered individual if one of these is true for the Veterans Choice Act, Section 702. You're using education benefits transferred from a veteran, or you're using benefits under the Frye Scholarship and the veteran has served a period of active duty service of at least 90 days before their death. Note, starting August 1st, 2022, if you're using benefits through the DEA program, you'll be eligible for in-state tuition rates as well. Depending on the state where your school is located, you'll need to meet one of these requirements to be eligible for in-state tuition. You must live in the state where your school is located, or you must live in the state where your school is located and show intent to become a resident, or third, you must live in a state where your school is located, show intent to become a resident, and become a legal resident within a certain period of time. So again, it is best to look up online the benefits and the requirements for that state. Virginia Military Survivors Independence Education Program, VMSDEP. It's a waiver of all tuition and mandatory fees at a Virginia public college or university, regardless of the degree program or an enrollment level. And it offers a stipend to offset other educational expenses incurred by the students, such as room, board, books, and supplies. The email listed is the best way to get a hold of them, or you can also call them as well for particular questions concerning your case. And again, this VMSDEP is a program that provides education benefits to spouses and children of military service members killed, missing in action, taken prisoner, or who have become totally and permanently disabled and are at least 90% permanently disabled as a result of military service in an armed conflict. Military service includes service in the United States Armed Forces, reserves, the National Guard. Armed conflict includes military operations against terrorism or as a result of a terrorist act, a peacekeeping mission, or an armed conflict. There is an application and a deadline to apply, so remember to apply early. And review the regulations and policies via the state website or contact them via email or phone because the regulations have changed before. And again, there are available 2 tiers, 1 and tier 2 authorizations. And once you submit the application and is confirmed by the DVS, Department of, for Virginia, their guaranteed waiver of all tuition and mandatory fees is up for 8 semesters at a Virginia public college or university. Again, is only for Virginia State, and the school has to be a public college or university. And the child also must be a biological or adopted child of a Tier 1 qualifying veteran and be between the ages of 16 and 29. For stepchildren, the Tier 1 authorization has not extended to include the stepchild, but has made requirements for the Tier 2 authorization. Military scholarships. There are the many different listed scholarships that students can review with their parent or guardian that is military affiliated, and their scholarships are based on the military branch, the service operations, the job, the duty station, and affiliation. It is best to try and apply to as many different scholarships as you can, even if you have the GI Bill, because that can help pay for additional for the book fees, because again, that's only like $100 per month, and sometimes books can be upwards to, several books that you need for one class could be $400 or $500. You also may view free scholarship search engines. You don't have to pay. You can view the FAFSA website and the link that offers military resources, as there is additional scholarships for military services that served during the Iraq and Afghanistan war, and that is on the FAFSA website. There's also websites that you can look at, again, that Ms. Hall had mentioned through the Scholarship Central page. The brochure that we give to the students, there's a Google sheet that we created, and that lists many different military scholarships that we provide to the students. College Recon Scholarship can search for finders, and then there's also additional scholarships. Gold Star, Thanks USA, Fit Your House Scholarship, that application opens December 14th, 2023, or just did. And then that scholarship, the deadline changes. So again, it is best to look when looking on the different websites that you look for the deadline and apply before the deadline. There is also financial aid search tool through TAPS, Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, and additional support that TAPS can offer for Gold Star family members, some service members who passed away in combat, duty on active duty from a service-connected injury or illness while on active duty, or on active duty but not in the line of duty. And then from a service-connected injury or illness or retiree or veteran status that was not service-connected, retiree or veteran. So again, look for the requirements through TAPS. There's also Fallen Patriots as well for Gold Star family members, where they can provide educational counseling for children of military personnel who have passed away in the line of duty. And the grants are processed on a rolling basis. The organization's mission for Fallen Patriots is to provide college scholarships and educational counseling to the children. And their main goal is to bridge the gap in the funding between available sources of grants and scholarships, such as Chapter 33 or 35, federal, state, and local, and the total cost of the college. You can suggest calling and provide as many of the documentations, see what documentations that they may need. Additional ways to receive money to go to school or to pursue your goal through apprenticeship program and learn on-the-job training. You can apply for a military academy. You can apply for an ROTC scholarship or try and serve in the National Guard or the Reserves. The Air Force ROTC College Scholarship Program targets students pursuing technical degrees, although students entering a wide variety of majors may be accepted. Army ROTC scholarships are offered at more than 1,000 colleges, and the Navy ROTC offers both 4-year and partial scholarships. The Marine Officer Navy ROTC program helps you pay your way through college at approved Navy ROTC schools. Other options, again, Army and Air National Guard. You can contact a recruiter to see which they're offered in the schools to learn more about the opportunities to earn your own educational benefits. You may be eligible to receive GI Bill and federal, state, or state tuition assistance benefits that help you pay for college. The TA can cover 100% tuition up to $250 per semester hour and up to 16 semester hours annually, not to exceed $4,000 per fiscal year. And the requirements to use TA does change. So it's best to speak with the educational department for the Army or Air National Guard. You can also choose from 5 reserve components. There's Army National Guard, Army Reserve, Navy Reserve, Marine Corps Reserve, Air National Guard, Air Force Reserve, or Coast Guard Reserve. For the military academies, there's United States Naval Academy, the U.S. Coast Guard Academy, U.S. Military Academy, West Point, United States Air Force Academy, and United States Merchant Marines. Each of these have their own eligibility guidelines, and please complete the entire packet before the deadline because they are very stringent on those requirements. In closing, as we conclude this presentation, we kindly ask that you take a few minutes to take a brief survey. You may use the bit.ly code or scan the QR code. Thank you for your continued support. We hope that you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Ms. Hall and Mrs. Davila, for your time, expertise, and thoughtful comments. I would also like to thank the VBCPS community for taking the time to be here with us virtually. As a reminder, all Family Connection webinars are available for viewing on the VB Schools YouTube channel. You can access it by visiting youtube.com/@Virginia Beach Schools or on bbschools.com by visiting the Family Connection link on the Family and Community Engagement section of the website. Thank you for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day.